TitleMatchNetwork.com.
How did the company change when Ted Turner bought it?
I think that happened in '89, and I remember Crockett was telling everybody that was my first contract. Sting and I both got a $52,000 contract, and I thought, we're making money now, And then halfway through it, they had a big meeting and said they were going to sell the company. Couldn't pay the guys their contracts anymore, and was going to give like 40 cents on the dollar or 50 cents on the dollar, and so everybody was really panicking, trying to get bought out of their contracts and what they were going to do and everything else. And then we were doing all our TV shows at Center Stage, and I don't know, the business part of it or what happened, but next thing I knew, we were going into Turner, and that's when I signed like a 150 some or 200. It was like 180 some. It was me and Doc went in there and did it. Me, Doc, and Rotunda. And it was a great deal, and I loved it.
Did Vince make any offers to you during the late '80s at all?
No.
Okay.
No, I'd only been in business like 4 or 5 years. So,
right.
At that time, I know Tully left. Tully and
Arn
went up to Vince, and I know around that time, Boss Man was going up there. And, back then, the WWF used to be, the guys used to be larger than life. It was 300-pound plus guys up there. It was like characters you seen up there, And back then, Big Boss Man, I ended up living with him and his girlfriend for a while, his wife now. But, he went up there and, he would tell me sometimes the stuff going on. But Vince never showed any interest that I know.
How did things change when Ric Flair went over to the WWF? Was there heat on him for taking the belt up there?
No. It was like one of those things. I can't really speak for. I was only talking in the locker room, but
business.
Yeah, just go ahead, go try it up there. Because I thought for a while that Rick was at the end of his career. And I think he kept doing all this stuff just to one last try. Everything was one last stint to try to, further his career. And never really give it. It was I guess it was his belt anyway. He bought it. Take your belt. It's like the baseball thing. Take your baseball, go home. Funny.
Did things change when Ole Anderson took over booking?
Yeah. I remember at that time we were wrestling. I remember things that stick out in my mind were wrestling Ron Simmons and Butch Reed.
Right.
And I know my brother and I both, more my brother, we went round and round about wrestling with these guys and stuff they wanted us to do. Ole, I think Ole, in his day, I think he had some good ideas. I think it just passed him by at that time. He may have had some good ideas. He was still in that hardcore mode. I think he didn't want to change. I think if Ole could have made a few changes, personally, and his thinking about the business, I think he could have been good. Because he was he was good for the business. He did a lot of good things. And then when he was booking during that Mid-South and Georgia wrestling, there was some good things. It's just like Vern Gagne, man. There's some guys just don't want to change with the times, when they get left behind. I think that's what he was caught in. That's my feeling for. I liked him. He's that hardcore Bill Watts type style,
right?
So it worked for me, but he I don't know if he didn't surround himself with any good guys or what, but I just got the feeling he just didn't have it. He was just grasping for anything.
What do you remember of the pay-per-view? I think it was Havoc with the Chamber of Horrors match with Abby.
I really didn't. I don't have any good things to say about it. I thought it was pretty much a joke.
Gimmick match.
Yeah, it's just a gimmick match for Sullivan and Abdullah.
Right.
And getting electrocuted, and I thought they went a little too far. And once again, you had two choices: quit, not take the money, or just do it. And, hopefully everything works out.
And
Sullivan went a little too far again.
Thoughts of teaming with Bill Kazmaier?
We tormented that guy. My brother and I just tormented. I mean, I watched Bill doing all the strongman things,
Right.
and he was a big guy. He was a strong guy, but he just didn't have the mentality for the business, you know. He just seemed like he wanted to do it so bad, but he had the mentality, you know. And he wasn't aggressive. You know, he was like a little kid in this big giant guy with a body and strong and strength, and the things they did with him just didn't help him out. And they weren't good scenarios for him to do. But Bill, personally, I mean, he was a great guy. He's a very intelligent guy. We traveled down the roads together and did a lot of things together. It's just he just one of those guys just wasn't meant for the business.
Tony Holmes and Scott Norton.
Scott's kind of difficult to work with. He likes to stay strong. He likes to work that strong style. And sometimes if you don't want to take bumps, he takes some screwy. And there's times that I didn't really like working with Scotty. Tony Holmes, he was another guy that came from the gym that thought he was going to be something, a big new movie star, and ended up being a flop. You know, so.
TitleMatchNetwork.com